Hello, my name is Paul Boag and welcome to First Impression, a video series where I give you my first impressions of various websites that I visit. Websites that have been provided to me by the wonderful people at Balsamiq. Balsamiq are collecting your websites for me to check out and share a little bit of my thoughts about what is working, what's not working, to provide some constructive criticism, basically, based on my 23 years of experience in the industry. Today, we're going to jump into a website called bookcreator.com. Now, remember that I have not seen this website before. This is the first time I am looking at it. And it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Bookcreator.com. I'm going to presume that means I can create books. Create, read, and publish books, indeed. It's all written out there for me. And from reading the strapline immediately underneath, it looks like it's about education. Education is changing, bringing creativity to the classroom with Book Creator, the one app you need for any subject or grade level. Wonderful. I can create books. Great, good start. And we've got a call to action immediately below that, which is watch the video. So, a pretty positive start all round. I seem to know what I'm doing. It's fairly clear. Now, I'm going to resist the urge to watch their video yet and just scroll down and have a look, see what else is going around on the page. Unleash student creativity. Okay, so now we're talking, it's gone into a benefits section. Really good principle. You've established what it is that you're looking at, what the website's about. Then we're going into what benefits it provides. Okay. We've got some social proof going on here, right? So it's now saying, and other people find this useful. Okay. Just spotted a secondary call to action. Try our book creator for free. That did occur to me when I was up here. Okay, watch a video, but what if I want to try this book creator app that it talks about? Well, it's down here. Now, that's probably a little bit of a mistake, if I'm honest. Not that it's down low on the page, because let's be honest, explaining the offering is more important at this stage. Until you've explained the offering, you know, there's no point of offering people the ability to download it. My problem is the position here. Okay, it's an important call to action. In fact, one would argue it's the most important call to action on the website, and yet it's in a very weak position, not because it's low on the page, but because it's in the right hand side, which is one of the weaker positions visually, and it's directly below this blooming big image here. And images have got this way of drawing your attention to them, right? So they pull your attention away from other things. So it's probably distracting, putting it where it is at the moment. Now, obviously, for me recording this video, I spotted it, and the reason I spotted it is because I'm giving this my full attention, you know, because I'm doing this video. But in the real world, people don't give things their full attention. Their cognitive load is high because they've got screaming children, or they've got a cat sitting on their lap, or they're on a train, or whatever else, right? So we need to make things really, really obvious. So all we need to do is take this, move it into a line of its own, and put it centrally on the page. Okay? Now, there are two calls to action here. Book Creator for Chrome and download from the App Store. That's absolutely fine, because those are two very clearly distinct actions. Either I can use it in my web browser or I can use it on iOS. It's a bit disappointing it only works in Chrome. It would be good that it worked in other browsers. It would be interesting to see if I opened it up in Safari whether that changed, but you know, that's neither here nor there for this. Right, let's keep going. What are students making? Okay, so we've got some example books that people have created here, okay? Now, I would actually argue maybe that needs to be pushed a little bit higher on the page, that actually these benefits could appear underneath the books, because the books further reinforce what the product is, just to make it incredibly clear in people's minds. So let's actually click on a book. Okay, so it's giving me an electronic version of that book. Cool. Yeah. Now it's got little audio files on here. So obviously they can't be in the proper book. Hang on a minute. So are there different versions? Are there printed versions and non-printed versions? Let's go back. Ooh. Digital books. Digital portfolio. Okay. Now we've got a problem. We've got a problem because my perception, my mental model of a book is as a physical thing. You know, it's a physical printed book. Okay. And so I saw book creator and I saw the word publish and it made me think of a physical book. Okay. And this problem of mental models is something that comes up all of the time. And no doubt I will mention it again in videos in the future, that my mental model is different from the people that created this website. And it happens because all kinds of different things. We all have different ways of perceiving things. So let me give you an example. If I said to you, Jill is going to the bank. What is Jill going to do is my question to you. Well, you're probably thinking now of things like take out some money or rob the bank or deposit some money or things like that, right? But it could be if you are a keen fisherman or a keen kayaker that you're thinking of the riverbank because your mental model is different, right? And that's exactly what we've had here, that these people are so caught up in the world of digital books that for them there is no distinction, right? But for the visitor, for me, there was, right? I thought this was going to allow me to create a printed book at the end. It also looks like, or looked at first glance, like she was holding a book. Now I look at it again, I can see it's a tablet. But I thought book. So you've got to be very wary of people's mental models when you're producing a site like well, any site really, but a site like this in particular. Okay, so we've resolved that problem. Right. Again, more social proof in effect here because we've got the number of books being created every month. It's obviously popular. Now we're getting into some specifics, I think. Okay, so we've got published for an authentic audience. I don't really know what that means if I'm honest. Engage reluctant writers. Now I get that. That's a benefit. You get kids demonstrate understanding. Again, I get that. Promote a collaboration. So these are the benefits. Our privacy commitment. Okay, so it's a bit of a mixed bag here, right? This one, and this one, right, are all benefits. Okay, they're benefits that the product provides. Great. 101 of selling anything is you don't just focus on the features. We've shown the features here where we've got the examples. Features are important. You need to explain specifically what people are going to get so they don't think they're getting a printed book, for example. But you also need to talk about the benefits, right? How does it help? How does using this product help? And it helps by engaging people children that are reluctant to write. Helps demonstrate that they've understood what they're learning, and it promotes collaboration between children. But then there are these two weird ones at either end. Published to an authentic audience. That doesn't seem like the text underneath feels relevant. You know, writing a book is a fantastic way of making a connection in learning. Students creating a finished project gives them a platform for sharing their learning with peers and others. You know, but it's that title that's not quite right, is it? It should be something like show off your work, or you know, boosts your children's self-esteem, or something like that. So I think there's some wording that needs to go around here that is because published to an authentic audience isn't really a benefit while the others are. And then there's the privacy commitment. Again, that's not really a benefit. I'd take that out of here. I'm not saying it's not important. Absolutely. You know, but it's more of a feature than it is a benefit. All right. The other thing I would say is having these tabs kind of hides away really good benefits that this product offers. So actually I would lift those benefits out and have them all displayed, you know, one under another, because they're the key selling points for the product that you're producing. Okay, community. With over 450 dedicated book creator ambassadors from every corner of the globe, we listen to and work with educators to make the book. Okay, so that's a kind of another benefit, maybe, don't know, it's a weaker one. And then we've got some kind of community activities here. I think this could probably be focused more on resources and helping people, rather than just making book creator better. Do you see what I'm getting at? So some valuable resources. You've got webinars, and you've obviously got posts. So maybe do some more there. Right, so then we got some more examples of books. Whoa, hang on. No, these are not more examples of books. Well, they kind of are, and they're kind of not. They're made in Book Creator, but if I'm reading this right, 50 ways to use Book Creator in the classrooms. These aren't more examples of kids' books. These are resources for teachers. That's exactly what I was saying that we should have here, but they're kind of lost because they're formatted and appear just the same as the kids' work, right? Even down to the bookshelf and everything, right? So I mistook these as just being examples of more of what Book Creator could do, and they kind of are, but they're also really valuable resources that teachers might miss. So creating a resourcing section of, you know, to make the lives of teachers easier is very valuable. Again, it goes back to this thing of why have teachers here, right? Do teachers come to this site to get Book Creator? Probably not. That's not their number one objective. Their underlying goal, and you always need to understand what people's underlying goal is. Their underlying goal is to do these kinds of things, right? Is to encourage reluctant writers, to encourage collaboration, to get the kids actively involved and stuff. So these kinds of resources help do that outside of the core product, and it's really good to create, to promote these in a better way than you are at the moment. They're all a little bit buried. Yes, there's a resources section, and why are we opening new windows again? Don't even get me started on that. But anyway, there's a resources section, but I think you could be making more of it on this landing page in a way that's more obviously about resources. So the content is good, the presentation is not so good. Okay, then we've got some more stuff on. This is a mixture of kind of social proof with validation and that kind of stuff to show that you're compliant and all those kinds of things. I agree, that's an important thing when you're dealing with children. So the kind of elements are right on this page. You know, you're focusing on benefits, you're focusing on features, which is all good. Your calls to action are a little bit buried. Everything's just slightly off. It's not kind of 100% clear on what you're offering. The resources are a little bit buried. Your benefits are a little bit buried under tabs. So right content, just not the right presentation. Let's have a look at this video anyway. Okay, so I'm liking this because this is showing me how to create, how the application actually works. There's too many videos around these days that are all like, you know, explaining the benefits and stuff, but not showing me the nitty gritty of how this works. This is showing me actually how to do stuff, right? What I will get for my money if I sign up. So I'm liking that a lot. Feels just a little bit slow paced for me. I think you could probably speed up the whole video just a little bit because I'm able to process this visual information much faster. You know, how many seconds was spent just to create that 8 there, you know? Just the whole thing could be paced a bit faster. But the actual content is great. You show me what can be produced, etc. At this point, I'm beginning to get a little bit bored. The video's been going for quite a while now. Yeah, anything after about 1:30, 1 minute 30 in my experience is a little bit too long. And this one is going to go on considerably longer than that, over 2 minutes. Great. But the principle is right. Again, just a bit like this at the beginning. I didn't even read that text at the beginning. So I think you could dump that, get straight into how it works, how it operates, just speed it all up a little bit. And I think you've got a strong video there. Okay, right. So I'm actually quite interested in this. It looks pretty good. It looks like a good product. Obviously, my call to action is to download the app or to go to the Chrome version of it. I'm going to go to the Chrome version of it. Okay, so I'm being asked to sign in. I can't sign in yet because I'm not signed up to it. I'm not subscribed to it. So I can't actually start using it yet. So how do I buy it? So that's my question there. Your call to action is not, unless I'm missing something fundamental, I can't see register, right? I can see sign in, but not register. So there's no clear way of signing it up or indeed finding out, pricing. Here we go, it's pricing up here. Okay. Ready to experience real time, blah, 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 blah. Again, where's my, get an instant quote. So I got to get a quote. And again, I couldn't do that. Why can't I just sign up? Start making my books for free. But again, this takes me back here and I can't register. Do I just sign in? What do I do? So you see, you've got to be very, very clear about what you want people to do and make sure that you're meeting their expectations. It might be that I can just sign in after even though I don't have an account, but that didn't meet my expectations. It wasn't what I expected to see. I expected to see kind of some register thing. The pricing is all fairly clear, although I'm slightly confused as to what a library is, right? Storing up to 60 books, I get no problem with that. I just don't know what a library is. Again, you're using terminology, a mental model that doesn't match with me. I don't understand the terminology that you're using. So that's something else to just bear in mind a little bit there. Okay. What if I wanted the... Oh, look, we've got two versions. We've got the iPad version and the Chrome version. If I want to have the iPad version... now I've been taken to an iPad landing page. Okay, so this is slightly different again. That's fine. And then the Chrome version, is that the page I was looking at before? No, this is something different again. All right, now I'm a little bit confused because I kind of presumed that if you sign in on the Chrome version, you would have access to all your books on the iPad version as well. But it appears like they're almost two separate products. So, okay, right, let's go to the pricing for the iPad version. Well, that's the same pricing as before. So that seems to indicate it is all one. Hang on a moment. I've been taken to the pricing for the Chrome version, even though I was on the iPad. Do you see the problem here? We've got an inconsistency in our navigation. I'm not getting to see any... Now, I bet I can guess what's happened here. And this is, again, a really common problem you come across a lot. They had one product originally, right? Which was Book Creator, which worked in Chrome. I bet you this is true, right? So the whole site has been set up around that one product. Okay, so all of this, everything I was seeing on that video, that was all based around the Chrome, right? Then what's happened is they've created an app and instead of rethinking the website, they've just literally crowbarred the app on top. So what they've done is they've ended up creating an extra page for your iPad app. They've shoved in a couple of buttons here, but that's all they've done on the website. And in turn, they've then broken the pricing, because the pricing, if I'm looking at the iPad view and I click on pricing, I'm not taken to iPad pricing. Also, the relationship between the two products is not being explained. All right. So this is a common problem where there's a big shift in the business or a new product being offered. You can't just crowbar that on top. You have to, rethink your information architecture. You have to rethink how you're going to present stuff. So that's a good thing to take away from this, is that when you do a big, you add a new product, think about the ramifications of how that is going to have a knock-on effect on the rest of the site, or indeed just adding new content. The other big takeaway from this one is that you need to match people's mental models. If they were expecting a physical book, then you need to make it very clear very quickly they're not going to get a physical book. You also, the other takeaway is think about what people's ultimate goal is that's attracting them to the site. So in this case, it's to engage kids, and encourage people who aren't great readers, and encourage collaboration and that kind of thing. Well, that is what you need to be focusing on, using your benefits that we talked about, but also by offering value-added stuff like your resources. All right, so that's stuff we can all do on our own websites. I hope you found that useful. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.